Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes.
All right.
Your identify spell goes off. I still want you to roll me a d20 and a d100, but you're probably fine.
Okay.
You've set up
D20
enough
first.
D20 first, yeah.
14.
Okay, and a d100.
D3.
Yeah. We think we're totally fine here. Yeah. You notice absolutely no effects anywhere. And as you handle the crown, the thoughts and notes on what this crown does and how it functions comes to mind. You get 9 readings, and you have a 10% chance for each one to learn a detail of the thing. So let's roll the first 10% chance.
90% you mean?
90%,
10%
yes.
to fail, yeah.
Yes. The first reading that you get is that this crown is used to dominate people by placing it on their head and holding the key, the related key to the crown. You can control the actions of a person.
Okay.
I already know. Yeah, the second reading that you get is that the key is any object that was held and specifically attuned for this purpose. The attunement process seems to take a few minutes. It's a pretty mental process. Third reading that you're going to get is that this crown must be able to fit on something. It's not magically held onto someone's head, so if you put it on
a dragon
or a giant, it's just gonna slide right off.
Yeah.
Fourth reading that you're gonna get from this thing is that while creatures are maybe dominated by it, it doesn't alter their memories in any way. So if you put it on a person and command them to do something, they're going to remember doing it. And if it's far enough out of their character, they're going to be confused. Like, if someone were to put a crown of domination on you and then, have you go shoot gay porn for a week, you'd be like, what the fuck have I done? That's not in my character. Something must be weird. But
you'd still do it. Sure.
You'd still do it.
But they wouldn't remember the crown specifically. They just remember that they did something that they wouldn't have done.
They would remember feeling compelled. They might not know that it's related to the crown, but they could tell that it was a magical compulsion.
Okay, sure. So far this is sounding like what I would expect the crown domination standard to sound like. Mm-hmm. Not getting into any Philosopher's Stone augments yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Your next bit of reading from it comes back with nothing else to learn. You should have learned every property of it, unless I am forgetting something, in which case I will give it to you the moment I remember it. But I think that's it all. I think that's it.
Okay, it's a little bit strange. It feels like the Philosopher's Stone hasn't done anything. But I suppose we don't know exactly what it did before. Alright, well,
yeah. I'm satisfied.
Good to know. So I've learned some spells to fight off elementals today that I'm going to need to... Well, actually, no. So what I'm going to do today is I head out of the inn. Standard practice, right? And the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm just going to cast invisibility. I'm going to stand by the front gate of the... How good of a look? Is there a tree that I can climb up to get a real good look at the entrance to the keep? I mean, I've flown around it. Is it like a wall entrance, and then there's like a courtyard, and then an entrance to the keep itself? How far do I think I could get? Can anyone walk through it into the wall, and then there's guards at the keep?
No, there's guards at the wall, and then inside the wall is where the keep would be. So if you go into town, you can go uphill, because the keep is near the ocean, and inland is higher terrain. So if you go inland, you can probably get a view down into the keep. Like Dolores Park looks down on the San Francisco harbor.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can polymorph and fly over there anyway and take a look closely. Yeah. So is there 2 sets of guards that you'd have to get through?
Yes, there's the most of the guards are on the outer wall. The courtyard has drills and practices going on in there where soldiers are training, and then the keep itself has a pair of guards on it, but that looks like you have to get through so many things that there's very little point in putting guards on the gate. They're more honor guards than anything on the keep doors.
The anti-enchantment protection, that was on the keep itself, not on the outside walls.
No, that was on the castle walls, I believe, is where you were first trying it. Yeah.
So I can't even fly past the walls. What if I go really high up, can I fly over the wall? But then I can't get on.
I believe that's what we tried before. Is you came up and tried to come down, and you just got like blown to the side. There was some talk about just turning off your polymorph and falling, and then feather falling the rest of the way. But I think that might be a little visible.
Also, wouldn't feather fall count as an enchantment? See, this is what I'm trying to work out, because I feel like, is it just going to stop anyone with a magic item coming through? Or is it just specific enchantments? So what I want to do is I want to sit and watch the gate. So if where the main gate is the outside wall, I'm going to just climb a tree or find a good vantage point and watch that for the day. And I'm looking for, things I'm looking for. When the guards change, what happens? Does anyone important come through? And does it look like wizards and that are walking, or people with magic items are walking through the gate? Like, because I'm thinking that maybe the enchantment is suspended on the gate itself. And if that's the case, maybe I could actually just invisibly walk through the gate and it would work. Because I feel like people with magic items must come through it. Right.
So, you're watching the gate for the day. Let's talk about what happens when the guards change. The proper gate itself has like 4 people that are in charge of managing traffic, it seems. And then there's some other guards that are standing by with arms, just kind of like being guards. But there seems to be 4 people on the ground floor that deal with people coming in and out. And when the shift changes, it's just 4 dudes walk up, and then the 4 chicks that were there chat with them for a minute, shoot the shit for a little while, and then they head off and do their own thing. And the guards above, people come up and then they go down. There's no like communist, one goes up and one goes down at the same time, so there's always one person on the top and the bottom. Like, it's just, hey guys, shift change. Okay, cool. Saw this, you should be aware of that. All right, later.
And is the door open, or is it opened when people come through?
The gate seems to be open just like all day long. Yeah. And as for people with magic items that come to and fro, you can't be 100% certain, but you do see some like fancy-looking knights, some nobles, you see some wizards from time to time, and clerics. Like, there's a lot of traffic in and out of the castle. And there are people that you ought to expect should have a magic item. Probably, maybe. You can't be certain.
Do any of the wizards or clerics have any obvious enchantments like stone skin or anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
When I was invisible and flying around before and hitting the anti-magic field, it didn't turn me visible or anything like that when it just pushed me away, right?
Yeah. It didn't cancel your magic, it just blew you around.
But that could be... I'm worried that if I try and walk through invisible, there might be like some invisibility cancelling effect and I'll just instantly become visible as I walk through the gate.
Yeah, that's detect invisibility is a 2nd level spell, and if someone can throw that with a permanency, that would be an easy thing to do. You probably can't just walk invisible into the palace.
Yeah, so, alright. So I've seen the guards change. When the guards changed, did they have a conversation, or was it more like they just walk up and then
No, there was a chat.
Away?
There was definitely a chat.
There was a chat. Okay, and the people, do they have helmets on? Were they easily recognizable as specific people? Like the guards probably would be like, oh, hey, that's John, or that's...
Yeah.
Relieve me.
I mean, the guards on the keep are that's probably their full-time job, and they probably know all the other guards.
Yeah. Casting an illusion spell wouldn't break invisibility, would it?
Ooh, I don't think so. Invisibility. It says until the future test remain visible, blah blah blah. Items dropped. Spell remains in effect until it is magically broken or dispelled. Let's see. But if he attacks, he immediately becomes invisible, although the invisibility enables him to attack first. Note that the pre-spells Bless, Chant, and Prayer are not attacks for this purpose. Yeah, I think a illusion spell is not an attack.
Alright, so I haven't got it today, but one plan is to study the guard changes enough and then, like, 15 minutes before the guards are due to change, use advanced illusion to do an illusion of the guards coming to change so that the current guards leave, and then I can just walk right through.
Is advanced illusion good enough for you to mimic a conversation between the sets of guards?
I think it is. It's like, hang on, let me check the spells again, but it's like the 5th level version. I think it was like heat and sound.
The illusion has audio, video, olfactory, and thermal components. Thus, it is unnecessary for the wizard to concentrate on the spell for longer than the round casting it, as the program he has then started and will continue without supervision. So if you can properly program it to sort out conversations and all that sort of stuff, it would be fine. But I think a proper programming is going to require, like, knowledge of who you're talking to, because you might need, like, names. That might be like, hey, Joe. And you need to know, like, which guard is Joe, and then which one of their guards is Joe. So, like, you're going to need some information about the people if you want to fake this. I think it's totally doable with some research. And the other thing is, you would have to cast the illusion on the other side of the wall and have the guards come from within the keep, right?
Right, okay.
So, those are the two things I think you should keep in mind with this approach. But otherwise, I like where you're coming from.
Okay, well, it's an option. There's other options as well. So, next thing I want to try and do is find out the name of the King's Chancellor and work out where he lives, and if he lives in the keep or not. And if he does live in the keep, does he ever come out of the keep? And what I'd like to do is find this guy and stalk him for like a while. Then kidnap him. But we'll get to that.
Let's see, the head of House Shazarin, Lord Ramar Shazarin.
That's the king, right?
That is. I guess it should say King Ramar Shazarin. Okay, so how are you going to learn who the Chancellor is?
Well, I'm hoping that I can learn it by just casual chit-chat with people, like in the marketplace.
Okay.
Like, that's probably pretty common knowledge who he is.
Yeah.
But failing that, maybe I'll go and hang out at, like, the tavern where, like, traders and, you know, semi-important people in the town drink.
Mm-hmm. Totally. So you can just head down to the marketplace and ask anybody, right? Who do you ask?
I don't just go up to someone and ask them. I'm going to do some shopping, so I'm going to buy, like, a new shirt, some new boots, you know, get something tailored, speak to a few people, you know, buy some fruit. And then when I feel like I've got a good rapport going with one of these, I'm just going to come out and ask a random person. I'll wait till it's someone that I'm getting on well with. I'll hold a bit of a conversation with them for 10 minutes, and then I'll find a way to naturally slip it in.
Perfect. So you're buying some new clothes. Yours have been tattered and, you know, messed up over the years. You were just buried by a giant dragon for a long time. You need some new clothes. So you're buying a new shirt that's got like a, you know, a new puffy cravat in it that's made out of, you know, a slightly different color of silk than you're used to, and conversation's going well, and you drop it to this gentleman, your tailor, and you say,
well, we're talking about politics already, and I say, wouldn't the King's Chancellor be the one to do something about that? I don't see why people are complaining directly to the King.
Well, you know, the Chancellor, he's new for this job, right? The King is new, so the Chancellor is new. He's in over his head a little bit. Between you and me, I think he fears for his life. King Ramar is maybe I should not say. It's not good for your health to talk about the king like that. You know?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry, sir. I'm not from around here anyway.
It's true. Unlikely that you're a king's spy trying to quell population.
Certainly not.
He came to power through bloody means. He's a little dangerous, a little fickle. I think the Chancellor's a little afraid for his life. You know, one misstep and...
Yeah. What's he really like do most of the time, the Chancellor? Does he hang out in the king with the king in the keep, or Is he busy himself about town?
Well, he's a wizard, so he spends most of his time, wizarding.
He's a wizard.
Polishing his staff. But he comes into town for, what do wizards call them? The thingies that they use for their magic, The
Components, I think.
That is the word, yes. That is the word.
Well, if he's a wizard, he can't be all too stupid. Is he a good wizard?
Do you mean good versus evil or good versus bad? Like incompetent versus competent?
Yes, incompetent versus competent.
I don't know. He was a wizard, right? And he's a chancellor. He can't be that bad, otherwise how would he be chancellor?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the shirt. Is it ready now, or shall I pick it up later?
It's good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Okay. I take my shirt. I'm rethinking the plan of the Chancellor now because I don't really want to be fucking with wizards. So, somebody else important in the government who's not the Chancellor, let's think. So I watched the gate for a while. Did I see anyone coming and going with maybe like, an armed escort, somebody important that left the keep and came back a couple of times maybe during the day?
You see a cleric who goes in and comes back out. A human woman in her early 40s, late 30s sort of thing. She looks like a cleric of Tempos. She's got like a cape behind her with a big black and blue hourglass on it. And she'll head into the keep for a little while and then come back out a little bit later. Yeah. Is that good enough for you?
Not really. I'm trying to find someone who's not a dangerous spellcaster who's important, who might know the ins and outs of the keep.
Who else might be? You see some knights that come and go.
Yeah, knights.
But they usually come in like a group. It'll be like two knights walking together. There are the occasional foot soldiers, and there'll be like a whole platoon that walks out and walks in. I guess they're called spears in this situation. Like 4 spears will like go on a run around the keep or like do something in town and then come back in later that night. There is a lot of travel. I mean, hell, there's even just like regular merchants that are carrying goods into the keep. The carts get searched every time they enter, like thoroughly searched, but there are just regular peasants that come and go.
Okay, actually, so that gives me an idea then. So what I'll do is I'm going to do this over a few days, but I want to buy up a collection of like nice vases and ornaments and some stuff to make it look like I'm a trader. I only need enough to fill up like a small cart or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to attempt to go into the keep one day with my cart full of goods.
Okay.
And claim to be a Dracissian merchant. Maybe not Dracissian. Eridonian.
So you're just gonna try and peddle your cart of goods into the keep.
I'll say that I'm an Eridonian merchant, and I moved to Drekis, and I sell vases to the high and mighty of Drekis, and the lords and ladies there were very keen, but I've had my fill of that dour place. Now I've come to Akuban, and I'm here to spread Eridonian art and love to the Akuban royal family, to celebrate their ascension.
Ooh, okay. Great. So it's going to be the next day. It's been...
Yeah. It might be a couple of days. I don't want to buy it all from one guy and arouse suspicion.
Right. So, the water elemental thing and everything that happened after that took about a week. So it's been about a week from the date from when we started to when you identified the crown. And now it's been another, 2 or 3 days of observing and talking to people and getting these things sorted out. And then you're going to spend a few more days, buying up good pottery from various places, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call it just 2 weeks from the start point. You have gotten yourself a collection of nice vases and vases, in most of them in the Eridonian style. It's probably why it took so long, is that you got to look for the Eridonian stuff in particular.
Yes.
You've been around the market square, you've been throughout the town, you've run into some issues where you don't speak Akuban, do you?
No.
Right, so you've run into some linguistical issues, but you've managed to get up this collection, and you've got a cart. Is it an animal-drawn cart, or is it like a hand cart?
Just a hand cart. One that
Okay.
it's only small. I'm not buying up like thousands of gold worth of stuff here. It's a small
Right.
hand-drawn cart, yeah.
Excellent. And you head on towards the keep. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, you get to the keep, and the guards are there. And the first one steps up to you and says, "Ahoy! Unlam! How's the boda?"
Excuse me? Sorry, sir. I speak Aridonian.
Da-da-da-da-da, and you don't even da-ba-ba-da-ba-da.
Yes, I'm a merchant from across the seas.
Oh,
I bring.
he like gives you the fucking weight and like shouts down the road and shouts over there and like, wait a minute. Eventually, someone shows up and the person like has this really terrible Aridonian accent. And he's like, hi, lo.
Hello
You-
there, sir. I shake his hand enthusiastically.
Uh-huh.
I am a
Yeah?
merchant from Eridon.
Uh-huh.
I bring expensive vases of my people to sell to the new king
Uh-huh.
and his court.
Huh. Aridon, you
Yes.
sell vase
Yes.
to Aridon Queen?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You know Aridon Queen?
Well, princess. I met her once, but she very much liked the vases.
He jabbers back and forth at the other guard in Akuban, who like gives him a shrug, and there's like this intense debate back and forth, and then the guy goes, "Okay, you, heavy here, yes, you heavy here,
I have you here. Yes.
and he bolts into the castle, running full speed. Some other people are coming up. You know, a cleric passes you. Some peasants roll in with some food, and one of the guards jabbers at him and like starts moving the melons around, looking at the bottom of the cart. Another guy looks underneath the cart. One of the guards just like snags one of the melons for himself and cuts it open with a knife. And the merchant seems fine with it, and the merchant
Okay.
goes on in. And 10
Should've
minutes
got the
later,
pounds.
yeah, you're like still out here waiting, kind of like, shit, what's going on? And then you see this like tall, heavily armed knight in plate mail walking towards you. He's got a pole arm, like a halberd in one arm. The other hand is free, and he's walking with that same guy that was translating, who's like nodding behind him and jabbering at him in Akuban.
Get myself in trouble. I'd say, no trouble, sirs. No. Just a merchant.
Right. The big, heavily armed knight comes up to you in a good Aridonian accent, says, there seems to be some confusion here. The guards say that you were a vase seller to the Queen of Eridon, and that you've come to peddle your wares to our king here?
No, sir. Not quite. No, not quite. I was a merchant in Eridon before the disaster struck. But, well, between you and me, when things went to shit, I grabbed some stuff from the palaces when everyone was dead, and I brought it with me to Drakis, and I sold a few to the princesses there, but everyone in Drakis is so dour and grumpy all the time that I thought I'd come to Akuba. It's hot here. The women are beautiful. I'd sell and I don't know if the king of Akuba wants these vases, but my God, I'll start at the top, and if he doesn't want them, then I'll take it to the barons or whatever. Yes.
So you have not sold bases to the Queen of Eridon?
Not recently, no. No. Why, though? Are you interested?
But in the past?
I know a lot about her. I wouldn't say we were friends, but...
But you have sold to her before?
Indirectly, I nod.
He frowns. Give me a charisma check here. We're on some thin ground.
What crime have I committed?
It's not that sort of thin ground. It's very different thin ground.
Okay, I think my charisma's just 10, so I get a 3, unfortunately.
He puts up a hand and goes, I'm sorry. We, the king wishes to make governmental changes to bring Akuba more in line with an Aridonian style of rule with a central absolute monarchy. We had been looking for people who might have known the Aerodonian queen to compare notes, I think is the colloquialism. But
Yes.
if that's the case, you can peddle your wares out there. The king's buyers come to the market from time to time. But you cannot sell here.
Really? Please? No?
The market is for goods and sales. The keep is for keeping. No, that's not how. The keep is for safekeeping.
Very well, sir. And I extend a hand to him. I appreciate your honesty.
He shakes your hand. Sorry for confusion. Good day to you, merchant man.
Au revoir. I turn away, shutting on with the melons.
Ah,
Okay, but wait. Do you know what I should have done? I should have cast. Oh wait. Clearly, I didn't have a stone skin on me, right?
yeah. There's no way you could have a stone skin on you. That would have been a dead giveaway.
Or if I did it cancel when I walked through the door? No, I guess I didn't.
No, it would have been a dead giveaway. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just leave. Sneaking in that way is not going to help.
Mm-hmm.
What I really want to do is capture someone and then crown domination them and get them to get me into the keep. So
Okay.
that's why I'm looking. I wanted the Chancellor because I figured he might even know where the stuff is. But he's probably a little bit too dangerous. So that's why I was looking for somebody else, like the head maid. No, the maids will live in the keep. There's got to be someone that comes to the keep to do a job every other day or every few days, but doesn't live there. Like maybe the stable master or the groundskeeper or someone like that. Somebody who seems to be coming in with a bunch of equipment,
But he
then
doesn't
leaving.
live there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess I'll
There's
keep
got to
watching
be a
the-
person like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what sort of person are you looking for? Give me a couple of options, and we'll randomly determine if anyone is around.
So preferably someone with a bit of authority. So if it was like the chief groundskeeper, or it's going to be hard to tell who that is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, groundskeeper, stable master, and I don't watch Downton Abbey, you see, so my knowledge of these things is limited. I guess the butler probably lives in the keep. Chefs, maybe the head chef.
Cooks probably live in the keep too, because they're working there all the time.
Yeah,
You
true,
want
yeah.
someone who does not have call to be in the keep on a daily basis, but needs to come by to
Regularly.
help out. Yeah. You're looking for like a locksmith or a painter or like some craftsmen that are working on upgrading or repairing a section of something.
Now a locksmith, that would be great. That would be really ideal.
Mm-hmm.
A locksmith would be perfect. So I assume a locksmith can pick locks.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so that actually would be great for my endeavors here. So,
Well, why don't you just make me a series of charisma checks, and each day that you make a charisma check, we'll get some idea about some people that are coming and going, and that way the longer you observe the keep and kind of poke around, the more idea of how well this place works out you'll have. Does that sound fair?
that sounds fair.
That way
so
some amount of time investment gets you some rewards. Yeah, I like it.
So shall I do a few?
Yeah, give me a few. 2, 3,
27, 13, 27,
4 days,
27,
5 days.
13.
Wow.
3 27s to 2 13s, weirdly.
All right, so 5 days later, you've sorted out 3 people that have been seen coming and going. The first is the most obvious. There is a small crew of carpenters that have been coming in the early morning and leaving in the early afternoon. You probably missed them the first couple days, and you've just seen them leaving, and then one day you get up early enough that, like, at the crack of dawn, these carpenters are heading in with their tools, some of them over their backs, some of them in a wagon. Of course, the wagon gets searched every night, every morning, and when they leave, they're always covered in, like, a little bit of sawdust and wood chips. And you've been able to spot that they go in through the walls, and then they go into the keep itself. And they're usually, like, carrying some lumber with them for whatever it is that they're working on. So that is group 1. Carpenters. Group, or individual number 2 that comes and goes is that Cleric of Tempos. She seems to be coming and going every day. But
Okay.
she's a fairly well-known specific individual and a cleric, so maybe that's too much for you. And the third group third individual that you really get a good idea of who they are in these 5 days is going to be... What's another feature that needs to be done in this keep? The Harbor Master.
Oh, okay.
The Harbor Master seems to spend the day down in the harbor, and then every night, as they're shutting up in the harbor, they come and deliver some stuff to the keep, and then they leave. You know, they're in there for 15, 20 minutes, and then they're back out again.
And what's he bring with him?
He's just coming in with, like, a pile of books, and then when he leaves, he's got, like, the same pile of books again.
Okay.
Probably delivering a report, you know, like a daily report of the ongoings of the harbor or something.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start with the carpenters. It's the same group of guys every time. There's a few of them.
Same group, yeah.
Okay. The second time I see them, I follow them, and I want to follow one of them home. That's not the chief.
Sure. Did you want to follow does it matter the sex of the person you're following? I don't know if you're, like, trying to replace them.
Preferably someone that lives alone.
Okay, someone who lives
So
alone.
it's like a young man, like a bachelor, maybe.
Okay.
But if it's a woman,
yes.
it's fine.
Yeah, sure. You find the first person you follow is a young bachelor, and he lives on the far side of town. So you actually, like, trek with him all the way across the capital to the west end of it, right near the western gate. And he's got this, like, small little hut that looks fairly recent. Maybe he's been building it with his own two hands. You can see, like, signs of recent work here and there. There's a post that's, like, half carved, like the bottom of it is carved, but he's, like, still working his way up. It's one of the posts that holds the awning over his front door. And you follow him to his house.
Yeah, find out where he lives. Okay. Don't do anything tonight. Just follow him.
Sure. While you are following him, let's just throw a little monkey wrench in your plans here. At some point, he does, like, stop and look back at you, like, quizzically.
Well, sorry to interlude, but I'm spying on the gate invisibly, so...
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. Then he won't notice you. He did pass a perception check with flying colors, though.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
you are
so if
doing
I
this invisibly.
find out where
Then
he
he
lives.
doesn't. Yeah. Then you follow him, no problem, and find his house. It's near the west gate.
Okay. When he was walking home, like, where did he split ways from the rest of them? You said he lived on the other side of town. How long does it take to walk from his house to the keep? And
like
where
half an
did
hour.
he... Half an hour? Okay. And where did he, like, part ways with the last other guy?
About 10 minutes from the keep. You know, the five of them leave the keep, and then immediately one person peels off, and then 5 minutes later, two people peel off, and then 5 minutes later, he peels off, and two others keep going.
Okay, so if I was to replace him and meet them in the morning, it would only be 10 minutes from the keep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we got ourselves a plan. So the plan is, we're going to sleep, get up early. We're going to sneak into his house in the morning. We're going to tie him up, keep him there for the day. Then we're going to come back. We're going to cast Alter Self to look exactly like him, and then join with them at that point and walk into the keep with the carpenters, into the keep itself.
Mm-hmm.
And hope the Alter Self spell doesn't
Isn't
get
triggered.
cancelled when I walk
Right.
through the gate. Yeah. But, well, we'll just have to deal with that if that happens, I suppose. Okay, so I head back for the night. Maybe I have to spend another day to work out where these guys meet and at what time?
Yeah, you should probably spend a morning to see where they catch up, which is a good idea because they don't just meet where they split. It seems that they meet just before the crack of dawn for a drink in a tavern near the keep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Kind of screws me.
Well, the other thing that might have screwed you is, do you speak Akuban?
That is a good point. That is a good point.
I mean, you could still find a way to, like, you know, at some point this guy's probably got to take a piss or something. Maybe you can snag him away from the rest of the group for an instant.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
feel like you could still pull this off if you wanted to.
Or maybe I'd go and try and Gaius the lead carpenter and get him to, like, give me a job, essentially.
Oh, that might be even better, because then you wouldn't have to, like, magically disguise yourself or lie.
Yeah. But I hope I don't run into the same guard from the other day.
Yeah.
I can wear a hood, though. Okay, maybe that's the better play. So, I saw where the lead carpenter guy lived, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna visit him tonight.
All right. You get to the lead carpenter's house. You're following him, stalking him invisibly through the streets. You see he comes to this, it's not a bad place, but it's not particularly nice. It's one story, one floor, but a few different rooms here. And as he arrives, there's his wife hanging the linens out on a line. His kids are running around in the streets. One of them's got a scraped knee and is crying, and the mom's like, fucking busy, all right? Fix yourself, little Timmy. In Akuban, you get the motions. You can always tell when someone's cursing, unless it's in Cantonese. That always just sounds angry and cursing. I lived next to some Cantonese people in San Francisco, and at first I thought they were just like bitching at each other the first couple days that I was hanging out in the garden, and then after a while I'm like, no, Cantonese just sounds really, really angry. Unless my neighbors were fighting all the time, every time they were talking, it sounded really abrasive.
I think it does sound, quite abrasive.
Yeah.
It's like German.
Yeah. If people are talking loudly in German, it always sounds angry to me.
Like hard stops and hard sounds with like a lot of our words and like French and Spanish and that, they kind of like glide into the next, whereas in German I feel like there's more hard sounds. I don't know the right word for it is, I'm sure a linguist would know.
Yeah.
All right, it all feels a little bit dangerous, Neal, but that's kind of the name of the game.
Yeah, you're breaking into the royal castle. It's a very dangerous thing. Anyone caught breaking into the castle's, killed on sight.
The thing is, I'm assuming that the stuff's in there, but like if I get into the keep, I still don't have any way of knowing where it is.
Well, it wouldn't be an adventure if you knew, right?
Yeah. But maybe there's more research I can do outside the keep to find out where it is, but I don't think so. I was thinking like locate object and flying around the keep itself, but I can't even get near it, can I?
You can't get too close. I think we said like 600 feet.
Yeah, so like not close enough to try and pinpoint exactly where it would be.
Right. But you've got this guy. He's got a small little family. They all seem fairly happy. You wouldn't want to damage their lives, but you could maybe geas him.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'm going to do it my old-fashioned way. So there's my spells. I wait for them to go to sleep. I polymorph self.
Mm-hmm.
And I, if he's got his window open, I'll fly in. If not, I'll spider crawl into the house and into his bedroom.
They sleep with the window shut, but you can spider in, no problem.
So it probably takes me a little while to find the right bedroom.
Right, you find the kids' room at first, then the living room. Here's the bedroom. There's the husband and wife curled up in bed together, sleeping soundly.
Yeah. Okay, they're asleep, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I polymorph into an imp.
You are an imp?
Okay, here we go. I slowly flutter into the air above this guy, and I start tickling his toe.
You get this, kicking motion, and then, the wife mumbles something, and, the kicking sort of stops as you're tickling his toe.
So I fly over him, and then I poke him in the nose, and I'm in front of his face. And as soon as he starts to wake up, I cast the Gaius.
His eyes begin to flutter. You cast Gaius.
And Gaius? I say, tomorrow, a man will ask you for a job. You will give it to him, and ask no questions. And then I leave.
Okay, Gaius spell places a huge magical command on a creature to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as desired by the spellcaster. The creature must be intelligent, conscious, and under its own volition, and be able to understand the caster. While Gaius cannot compel the creature to kill itself or perform acts that are likely to result in a certain death.
Does he speak common?
Let's see. He is the lead carpenter. He might understand Eridonian. We're going to give him a small chance.
God damn it.
Oh my god. Yeah, he understands Eridonian.
Nailed it. All right.
Fucking lucky.
I immediately turn into a spider and like crawl off his bed and leave.
He like sits up in bed and starts looking about and shakes his wife, and she gets up, and as a spider you're leaving, you can hear him like jabbering at her, and then she's like, what? Huh? Wait a minute. And she like drags him back down to bed, and he sort of like shakes it off like a bad dream or something.
Yes, just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Just little Malachi coming to visit you in the night. All right, now I need to think about what spells I'm going to have for tomorrow, because we're going to be doing some serious shady business.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So I'm not going to be able to have Stone Skin. I think I'm going to have to keep it in reserve, but not cast at the start of the day, and be able to have it in case things go wrong.
Right.
So I'll replace Gaius with Stone Skin. Do we think Advanced Illusion is the best spell, or is Cone of Cold better? Advanced Illusion is probably pretty good for escaping like certain death, better than Cone of Cold. Cloud Kill though, that is pretty good. Oh, if it comes to that though, things have gone horribly wrong if it comes to that.
It does, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to remember the words of people who told me not to be too evil, and I'm going to learn Advanced Solution instead of Cloud Kill today. Might live to regret that. Monster summoning is not going to be any good to me. What else have we got? That might be good. For level 3. Well, slow, definitely. Slow. Suggestion. And Phantom Steed, that happens instantly, right? It's just like summons and then I can get on it and like fuck off immediately.
I believe so. Phantom Steed, casting time 1 turn. Not one round, 1 turn. That is 10 rounds.
So it's not a good get out of jail free card.
No.
Okay. Oh god. Got that feeling again, Neal, before I would die. Monster summoning. Okay, we'll keep slow and Bands of Cerulean. We'll get suggestion. And then we've got Invis, Mirror Image. We'll get Invis again. 2 Invises. Never be too careful with that. 3 magic missiles and a colour spray. Wait, I'm going to need to detect magic. Magic. Oh, maybe I need knock as well, actually. Shit. Okay, just 1 Invis. You know, but if it's all too dicey, we can just be a carpenter for the day.
Alright.
Probably get fired, but. So I learn my spells. I wake up early, and my goal is to not meet the man right outside his house, but meet him like halfway to the tavern where they meet.
Okay.
And I'll walk towards him and tumble, tumble in front of him. So I get his attention. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm just. I'm a poor man out here looking for work. I don't mean to bother you. You don't have any work, do you?
Work?
I look at him with pleading eyes.
He looks you up and down and goes, we always need more hands. Work is dangerous and tough.
Thank you.
How are you with an axe or a knife? Are you a carpenter?
I can use I can use a knife and an axe. Sure.
We need more people. Come on. He puts an arm around you and then says in Akuban to the others, blah, 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 blah. And they'll look at him like, what? And they start protesting and pointing and shouting. He's like, no, stop. I have no idea what's transpired, but he's clearly vouched for you and he's got an arm around you. He's like, come on with us. We go for a drink first, and then we work. We work all day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Almost
what is your name?
My name? John.
Yes. John? Welcome, John.
Thank
I am
you.
Akbar. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Akbar. I shake his hand enthusiastically.
All right. He brings you over for a couple pints of beer in the morning before work.
What a way to start the day.
Chats with the other people. Everyone's speaking in Akuban. You're getting dirty looks. And after a little while, give me a charisma check and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, let's summon all my charismatic strength. Oh no, it's a 19. That was a 22 though.
So 21 is all that you needed.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So after a little while, the like bitterness starts to wear off, and they seem to be maybe like without understanding the language, their demeanor changes after a couple of pints. And they're more like, I don't know who this fucking guy is, but look at him. He doesn't even speak our language. How is he gonna help? This is gonna be hilarious. Let's check out. We'll just see what happens today. You're getting that sort of like, you're almost the interesting toy that has appeared for them to play with. Okay, and they get a little friendly and chummy with you.
I start living up to this role and tell jokes and try and be the wild card.
Sure, they don't speak Eridonian, so the leader's the only guy who gets your jokes, and he tries to translate them, and some of them are hit and some of them are miss.
I do a bit of physical comedy, you know. Accidentally fall over a chair.
yeah, everyone's having a great time. All right, couple pints in, the sun's beginning to really, get up high, and the leader's like, okay, sun is above wall, it's time to go. Let's get to work.
Go to work, okay. I grab.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have an axe, so I just walk.
He hands you some tools, and as you're walking, he's like, this is our cart. We carry lumber in. Right now, we're using redwood. We are redecorating the king's bedroom. You see, the old king, bad taste, terrible taste. New king, very good taste. Loves redwood everything. So we're rebuilding, kind of putting new things up, places to hang things, building new bedposts, needs extra reinforcement if you catch my drift. So we're working in the king's bedroom, making it good. Lots of guards, very scary, very mean. Let me talk to them. It'll be fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And he heads on in.
All right.
And then you guys get to the...
I pull a hood up over my head to shadow my face slightly. Not trying to look suspicious, but maybe there's a light drizzle. Right. It is a desert. Maybe not.
Maybe not. You guys
Covering
get
myself in the sun.
You guys get to the gate, and the guards at the gate chat with the workers for a moment, and one of them points a finger at you, and the guy pats you on the shoulder and says something. The guard shakes his head and comes over and forcefully removes your hood and looks at you, and you look at him, and he's not one of the guys that was here last time.
Okay.
And he kind of cocks his head and says something at you, and the lead guy jabbers, and the guy looks at him incredulously and looks back at you, and blah, 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 and the guy's and makes some weird motions with the knife. And the guard gives a shrug, makes a wisdom check, and goes, okay, it's fine. And you guys all step on in through the main walls into the courtyard.
Okay.
Into the keep itself, where you are stopped by the guards there.
I'd like to point out, I'm wearing my spider cloak. I'm not repelled as I enter the gate.
No.
Okay.
You guys make it into the keep proper and take a hard left for a staircase in the corner and go up this staircase and take a left and a right here. I need you to make me an intelligence check to see if you can remember your
this.
route. You can map your route. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, you can find your way out from where you guys go. And you start meandering through the keep until you get to the king's bedchamber. Now, do you want to break off before you get there, or what is your plan?
No.
Probably only have one day.
Are we being escorted by guards? Or are we left to our own devices now?
No, you guys are left to your own devices. You are trusted craftsmen. They've been doing this job for months, for a month now or something. Yeah.
Yes. All right, so no, I'm going to go to work. I go into the bedroom and I ask what I should be doing. Let me get the lay of the land here. Is there any guards in the bedroom?
There's a guard on the door, and the door is kept open while they work.
Okay.
But the guard, he's just leaving you guys to do your shit. He's just here to keep an eye on things, and,
Is there a writing desk?
Yeah.
Okay. So I go to work, I do what the guy tells me, and at some point I'm going to check the writing desk to see if there's a lock drawer.
Yeah, so your first job here, you are a new guy. So, for now,
Yes.
you watch and you get tools for us. First, get me the quantum spanner.
I've been around the block. I know there's no such thing.
This guy knows this thing. All right.
I know my
All
things.
right. Give me, I need the planer. Give me the planer.
Planer. All right.
All right.
I try and guess what the planer is. No, I know it's to make things straight. Yeah.
Yeah, you grab the planer and, you guys start to get to work on things, and you definitely have some moments where no one needs anything, and you've been hauling wood in and tools out, and someone's giving you, like, take these scraps and take them down to the courtyard, and so there are some times where you have to, like, leave the room entirely. But eventually you'll find yourself with a moment of free time here in the room.
But there's still people in the room with me.
Yeah, there's still people in the room with you, but you're here, and everyone's busy in the other corner. They're all working on, like, changing out a bedpost, like the bottom of the bedpost. Someone did some bad work yesterday. They got to, like, cut it off and put in the new design here and reattach it, and it's taking them all, like, all their focus is on that. So you've got this one moment where no one's paying attention to anything you're doing.
Okay, but there is a locked drawer on the writing desk.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, no one's paying attention. Then what we do is, I'm gonna, for sort of the past 20 minutes, I'm gonna be humming various sea shanties, Eridonian sea shanties, just mumbling them to myself in a language that they don't understand.
Right.
Right? Yeah?
Right.
And then, when no one's watching me, in the middle of the, let me just check the spell knock. I think it just only makes the noises it would to, like, unlock the lock that it's unlocking, right? There's no, like, large bang or anything like that.
Open stuck, barred, locked, held, or wizard locked doors. Opens secret doors, as well as locked or tricked opening boxes or chests. Loosens welds, shackles, or chains. I think from practice, like, when you've opened large doors with it, it's made some noises, but small things like this, it's probably not going to make a big noise.
Just make the click of the lock moving or whatever. Okay, so in the middle of my sea shanty, I mumble the words to knock, which is just a verbal spell, and unlock the writing desk without, I guess I've got to be able to see it. I don't think can I do it without, like, staring directly at it? Maybe I'm looking at it in a mirror or something like that as I'm working on something else.
It's a casting time 1 spell, so yeah, you get some, like, peripheral vision on it, and you look at it and you cast the spell, and, like, there's a click and a little bit of a bump as the door, like, the drawer shifts open, like, an inch or so.
Okay.
But it's fine. No one knows or cares.
Okay, so now I need to find a way to get over there to grab it. How ignored am I? Like, the guard's not looking at me, he's watching the door.
Yeah, it all
The
seems
other people
fine.
are...
No one seems to be paying attention.
Okay, so I walk over to the writing desk.
Yeah.
And it's open, right? I just pull it open, and I'm hoping for a journal.
Yeah.
I grab it, throw it in my robe.
Sure, you grab it and toss it in. Do you have pockets on the inside of your robes that can hold a journal?
Well, I wonder what I'm wearing. I'm probably wearing my new clothes that I bought. Probably not wearing my big scary wizard outfit.
You did say you were wearing your cloak of Arachnidia.
Yeah, but is that under my clothes, or is that my clothes?
That's over your clothes. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I can.
Yep.
Underneath my cloak, tucked into the waistband of my pants, maybe.
Okay, so you, like, tuck it in to your pants over here. Sure.
And then I close the drawer shut, and go back to what I was doing and hum my song or whatever. I don't know how far into the day we are.
Not very far. Yeah.
I will try and just work away the rest of the day.
Sure. Yeah. At some point, they start asking you to do things. Someone comes over and you're like, this wood is too long. Give me a 2-foot board, and there's the saw over there. And once you actually start doing some, like, cutting, and you bring them the board, and they're like, this board is, like, really, what sort of work is this? Like, we want, like, this is the king's bedroom. It's fucking shoddy. Look, like, there's little splinters coming off the top. This isn't flush and perfect. And you get yelled at by the other craftsman, and it quickly becomes apparent that you are wildly incompetent for this job.
I'm not really a carpenter. I just tried to feed my family. I'm sorry we were refugees by the war, the invasion in Eridon. I'm sorry. I'd go down to a knee and
beg.
Like, pull at this guy's pants. Yeah. I'll leave. I'm sorry.
the guard will escort you out, and there's much shaking of the heads and disappointment all around.
As the guard throws me outside, please, just a few coins.
Okay. The guard takes you out, tosses you out of the keep. No one searches you or finds anything on you.
It doesn't give me any copper.
He doesn't give you any copper.
Okay.
Doesn't even talk to you. And you're out of the keep?
Whew, all right, I go lay low. I go back to my fancy inn where they would not expect me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to read this diary. And I'm hoping for an entry about when they raided Falstaff's tomb and what they did with his stuff. It could hardly have been more perfect.
That's beautiful. You come back to your room, you go upstairs, it's still the middle of the day, there's some light coming in from the window, you crack open the journal, and it's all in Akuban.
Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. Deal with that. Although we're going to have to be discreet about it. So what I'm going to do is now, I think it's time to leave and to go to a different city. For a while. So where's the closest Akuban city? From Sandershire.
You could go down to...
Unyaka, right?
Abankai or Unyaka, either one.
Have I learnt enough about the war in Akuba to work out if either one of them are not aligned with the ruling house of
Give me
Cuba?
a charisma check to see what you've picked up.
28.
Yeah, Unyaka is controlled by opposing forces.
Boom, that's where I'm going then.
This is controlled by the enemy. You want to go to enemy-held territory?
Like, enemy of Sandershire.
Yeah.
It's not my enemy.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Cool. How are you going to get there? Fly? Walk?
Fly. Yes,
Fly.
I'll fly. I think
today,
it's within...
tomorrow?
I got polymorph learned today, so I think I'm just going to leave today.
All right. You piece out of your room and fly
I pay
yourself
my
to
bill,
Unyaka.
yes.
Right.
Whew.
Okay. As you're flying into Unyaka, you can see that it is well guarded. You can see that there are, let's see, enemy camps on the west side of the town and on the north side of the town that are like preventing people from entering or getting to Unyaka.
All right.
It looks like they're in a bit of a siege.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. And you can appear. Oh yeah. Also the port is blockaded. Yeah, there's a blockade on the port as well.
The city's big enough that no one's going to notice like a new person turning up.
Probably. Yeah. Population's a few thousand.
Yeah. Okay. So I've standard going in as a big eagle for speed, but then turn into like a robin or something and fly down and find a safe base to turn back into me. Find an inn.
Okay. You arrive in Unyaka, population 9,000. So no one's going to notice you. All right, here you are.
Yeah. Okay, now the question is, get someone to translate it for me or try and learn Akuban? How long does it take to learn a language? With a competent teacher, highly intelligent individual? Not too long, right? Enough maybe to read a book.
I am monolinguist. I don't know any other languages, so I actually have no idea how to answer that question. I would expect to learn a language, even if you're an intelligent person heavily focusing on it, we're talking like many months, right?
How similar is it to Eridonian, though?
Like Arabian versus English.
So yeah, it's
or
not
Arabic
similar.
versus English, yeah.
It's not like Elven either, presumably.
Yeah, they're all very different language bases. I have no idea how long it takes to learn a new language. Hold on, someone in chat's a linguist. You can learn it on a communication level about half a year if you really focus on it.
Okay. No, I'm not waiting half a year. So... What I'd like to do is find someone who's not got a vested interest in this conflict that's going on, who also speaks Eridonian. Like, maybe the plan here is to find somebody else from Eridon here and have them read it for me, and hopefully they're not too invested in the war.
Oh, so this other source I'm reading is saying about 2 months if you're really, really focusing on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's all you do all day.
If a person has speaking proficiency equivalent, skill, FSI research indicates that it takes 480 hours to reach basic fluency in Group 1 languages and 720 hours for Group 2 to 4. Group 1 would be French, German, Indonesian, Italian, Portuguese, Romanian, Spanish, Swahili. Yeah, sure, whatever, that's close enough. Counting for days off, this equates to 2 months or 3 months of time. If you only put in 5 hours a day, it'll take twice as long. So yeah, I think you're a highly intelligent person. If you can find a teacher, we can give you, we'll do like D60 plus 30 days. That's like 1 to 3 months to learn.
1 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that seems within reasonableness that I might just wait and try and learn it rather than risk getting a translator. Because I could get a translator, I could have them Crown of Domination, so maybe they don't remember, have them copy it down into Eridonian for me and then cast Forget on them.
That might work, but copying an entire journal is going to take a while, and Forget, I think, has a pretty limited area. And besides, learning Akuban could be a really useful skill. Like, if you need to go back and get more information.
Yeah, I think we're going to go with that then. So I guess I'll try and find a translator in town and spend some time here and hopefully smash it and do it in a month. But
do you want to be learning Akuban in a city that's under siege? Like, what happens if, like, 3 weeks into training, into learning, the city's like, you know, the siege is broken or the city's attacked and everything?
I guess I'll just leave if that happens. I mean,
all right,
I'm here
cool.
now.
You're here now. Okay, give me a D60 plus 30.
Oh! Sweet.
So this is you, like, you find a tutor who speaks Eridonian, and you're gonna pay him a good amount of money, and they're just gonna sit down with you and teach you everything. They've already got some, like, books in Eridonian and Akuban, and you're fucking brilliant, right? You're what, 17 int, 18 int?
17. Tell me more.
You're just fucking, you're a genius, right? So you're.
Thank you. Yes.
This is right up your alleyway, and this guy's a good teacher, and you know languages outside of Eridonian, don't you? What do you know?
I know Elven.
Oh, you know Elven. That is an extremely rare language. This guy's, you know, you're already ready to be learning wild and new concepts, and you know, the first day you get through some basic stuff. By the end of the week, you've got some, not quite conversation, but all the, like, where's the bathroom, where's this, where's that, my name is this, and your accent's coming along fairly decently. By 2 weeks in, you've got your common vocabulary down, and your teacher's very impressed that you're retaining all of this information. By 3 weeks, you've got enough down that you can hold, like, a very casual, very, very brief conversation with someone. He even has you, like, go out and order some drinks for you guys, and takes you around town and has you be the one talking to everybody all the time. During this period of time, though, it's not just learning. Some of these, like, forays around town where you're chatting with people, you run into an interesting situation. At some point, your tutor, who we should come up with a name. It's going to be a lady. Her name is going to be... Her name's going to be Chloe.
Chloe.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Chloe here is asking you to... What's something inconsequential? She's asking you to go order food from the tavern next door. And this is like week 3, so she's not even gonna come with you. You've been pressing her enough that she's like, get us some food, whatever you want. Okay. And you're arriving, and you can sort of like read the menu there, and you're making your way through it. And as you're ordering your food, one of the people that's taking your order looks at you and says in Akuban, which you can sort of understand, what's your name? I see you here all the time now, but I never know you from before. Who are you?
Just a traveler friend.
In the city under siege? How did you get here?
I've been here for a while.
But you only come here now?
To here? Yeah, I only come here now. Meet new friend.
Alright. That seems fair. The person taking orders, cool with it. And you get, what are you ordering here?
It's ordering food. Like, I don't know, whatever they eat in Akuban.
Well, I'm
Probably like
asking you, what do
fried
they
grasshoppers.
You get fried grasshoppers.
No, wait. We'll pick some Spanish food. Like shrimps with garlic and chili.
Oh.
Some patatas bravas.
Oh.
Yeah, nice red wine. Who's Chloe? You know what I'm going to ask about Chloe here. What's Chloe's hotness? Do we need to be wooing her here, or can we just buy some McDonald's or whatever?
Why don't you give me a 3d4 plus 4?
Oh, nice. 3d4 plus 4. 13.
Wait.
It's not bad, is it?
No, I think I gave you the wrong die roll to roll anyway.
Oh.
It should be 3d4 plus 6, so that should be a 15.
Oh, so she is hot then.
Yeah, and you know, more than her physical attractiveness, like, you've been doing this highly intellectual thing back and forth with her, in deep personal connection with her for 3 weeks now. In fact, you're all each other are seeing, and you're having this, like, I wouldn't quite call them intimate moments, but you're doing a lot of, like, brain chemistry, and there's
something
some tension. There's something going on here, even if it's just like that sort of, you know, you're in the zone doing something great with someone and they're attractive, and it's just sort of there's something going on.
So yeah, I buy the sort of Spanish style tapas, a nice bottle of red wine. Maybe there's a guy selling a rose as well.
Oh yeah, the rose with the rosé.
Yeah, and I bring the rose with me and the food back to. We in a different tavern.
No, you're in her apartment where you're studying.
Okay, so I go up to her apartment with the food. As I open the door, I say, "Chloe, I'd like to say thank you for all you've done. I've bought us some drinks. I hope you don't mind."
Perfect. But we still have a week left, or you know, you're still not there yet.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
One night off wouldn't hurt us, would it? As I pour her the wine.
No, we can put the books down, but we'll practice. Always practice. Never stop practicing.
Always best to practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't really want to roleplay this out with you, Neal. If not anything else, because I've been in a relationship for 12 years, so I'm out of practice. But I try and keep Chloe on side. If I could get her to really like me, that serves my purpose, because it just means that there's a barrier between me and what I'm doing here. But I've no intention of sticking around in this Unyaka or whatever, so.
So you are attempting to woo your teacher.
But like, I'm not trying to fall in love with her. I just would like to. I'd like to build some rapport with her and have her like me. Yeah.
All right. Give me, since you don't want to roleplay it, we're just going to bring it down to a single charisma check roll. How charismatic can you be?
Okay, but I'm not putting it all on the line. So even if this is bad, I don't think it should completely sour the relationship. You know, I'm not out here trying to do
you're
a
not
Donald
going
Trump.
for right. You're not trumping it up.
I'm not, no. So I fail. So maybe it doesn't go so well.
It doesn't go so well. However, she passes with flying colors, and I think what happens is that, like, you're trying to maybe woo her a little bit, but it ends up working the opposite way, where she's like putting on the brakes, and you're finding yourself more and more intrigued with her and liking her more and more, but she's sort of like, no, you're my student. But you're like, damn it, she's smart, she's funny.
She's like fun if he was a woman.
Yeah, she's got all these great qualities, and she's teaching me all these things, and like on top of that, she's not interested in me, despite me trying to get her interested in me, and it's the exact opposite of what you wanted. You find yourself developing a more serious crush.
Feelings.
Yeah. Catching
feelings for this girl. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess I play it off like it is what it is. I suppose I'm not. You tell me how bad. It's not bad enough to gay us, or is it?
Gay? Oh my god! Nothing is bad enough to gay us someone to fall in love with you. That's never gonna work.
Okay.
Haven't you seen any movie or TV show about a love potion?
That's a good point, isn't it?
Oh god.
It ends in disaster. Okay,
Alright.
so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I finished the tutoring then.
Okay, hold on. I gotta figure out where the fuck we are in time. It was late July, June. We're now like late July. By the time you finish this up, I need to check my notes on the Civil War.
Well, we're about time for a break if you want.
Perfect. Why don't we go to break? We'll come back on the other side and we'll have some better idea of where we are and what we're doing. See you guys on the other side of a break. Bye-bye.